Time.
Good morning, Bill.
Kellyanne Conway 2 hours ago talked about Bill Nelson's history in Florida the following way. Watch.
The last time Senator Nelson ran for Senate 6 years ago, he won by 1.1 million votes, a 1 million vote plus margin. This time he lost. The people of Florida clearly don't want him to be the senator. He's been unremarkable. He should be credited for his service. But in the last few years, he's been sort of unremarkable.
Rick Scott gets the victory there at a time where the Hill has this headline: Dem gains put Sunbelt in play for 2020. So what is it Republican gains in Florida? Is it Republican losses in Arizona and Nevada? How do you size this up, Mark?
Well, I mean, the death of the Republican Party in the Sun Belt is slightly premature. I mean, the Republicans just won both the governorship and the Senate in Florida. They won the governorship in Georgia, despite losing Arizona Senate race in a very close race. Governor Ducey won overwhelmingly. So you know, they won the Senate in Tennessee. They won the Senate in Texas. You can go on and on. So I think that the Republican Party is fine in the Sun Belt. What's happened in the election, however, that is changing and is sort of maybe fundamental, is that suburban districts that traditionally voted Republican and that voted for Mitt Romney by double digits in the 2012 election voted overwhelmingly Democrat this time around, while the Obama-Trump voters in the Midwest, working class voters, came out in droves for the Republicans this time around. So the Trump voters, they responded. They came out for when President Trump called them out. So what we're seeing is a shift in the electorate where the country club Republicans have started voting Democrat in the Trump era, and Obama voters in the Midwest, working class voters, have started voting Republican. The question is this a fundamental shift, or is this a Trump-driven phenomenon, and we just don't know the answer yet?
Okay, so you're talking about the Romney/McCain/Bush Republicans versus what's shaping up now, if you can still hear me, Mark.
Sure.
How then do you win?
Yes.
How do you win back those spots that are perceived to be weak now?
Well, that's the fundamental question is you know, does the Republican Party simply turn around and say, okay, we're losing these suburban districts. Are we going to spend a lot of time trying to win them back, or do we try and consolidate our gains with the Republican Party, try to consolidate its gains with the working class Democrats? That has fundamental policy implications, because these Obama Trump Democrats, working class Democrats, they're not for entitlement reform, they're not for small government, they're not for free trade. So a lot of traditional Republican policy positions would go out the window if you did that. I think that the Republican Party can walk and chew gum at the same time. Trump can consolidate these voters who have come into the Republican fold, but he can do a better job of winning back these suburban voters because, quite frankly, they should be voting Republican. We talked about this in the morning before Election Day. The economy is booming. Women's unemployment is the lowest it's been in 65 years, but yet suburban women have fled to the Democratic Party. There's no reason for that. Donald Trump, a president as successful as Donald Trump in the economy, should not be hemorrhaging suburban women. He's got to do a better job of trying to bring those people back into the fold.
Interesting stuff. I just got a couple seconds here. What do you expect on the Mueller answers? What do you expect on cabinet changes? Care to go on the record with any predictions, Mark?
You know, I think there's a lot of hyperventilating about all the changes. It is absolutely normal for the President of the United States after an election to try and reshuffle his cabinet, move some people in, move some people out. There's no evidence whatsoever that he's going to interfere with the Mueller probe in any way, shape, or form. You know, if he did, there's a check on it. It's called impeachment. The Democrats now control the House. They can impeach him if he tries to interfere with the Mueller probe. And, you know, so I think everybody's getting a little bit worked up over nothing. The President is going to make some changes in his cabinet, and that's the same. You know, George W. Bush, after the midterm elections in 2006, replaced Rumsfeld with Bob Gates, and that was seen as normal. So I don't see why everybody's so worked up about some cabinet changes.
Good to get your analysis there. Thank
you
so much, Marc Thiessen. We'll talk real soon.